When does loving someone cause us more harm than good? At what point do we realize that not everything that glitters and shines is meant to be ours? As human beings, all of us desire affection from others. However, this constant chase for love sometimes stops us from seeing the bright red flags waving in front of our very eyes, leaving us to head down a cycle of pain and heartbreak that remains long after we separated from that special someone. Isn't love amazing? Having that warm, fuzzy feeling just thinking about that special someone. Waiting to receive a text or call from them all throughout the day. Knowing no matter how bad life seems to get, we will always have them. No matter what. Okay, well, that last part isn't true. But why is it that when we are deep enough in love with someone, it feels as though it is? As if feelings don't come and go. As if things always change for the better. This right here is why it is so dangerous just to simply fall head over heels for anybody. It's like we are practically signing away part of ourselves to another person, simply for the hope that something good will come out of it. Of course, when done right, there's not many things more beautiful than this bond between two people. But unless we are blessed enough to be successful on the first try, or just simply never try to find someone to begin with, failure will be inevitable. For some, this is a simple lesson to be learned. They'll pick themselves up, dust off their pants, and are ready for the next adventure like a middle schooler at recess. Yet, some of them will be left so broken that not only are they hesitant to be close with another person, but they feel as though life itself will be meaningless without them. Now, if you were to have just turned off the video right there, you might just decide it'd be easier to relocate to the Himalayas and completely forsake even the idea of sensual hand holding with someone else, much less a deep emotional and physical connection. Before you shave off all your hair and begin your journey as a monk, there is a way to lessen the chances of being completely destroyed after a relationship gone sour. Look, I don't think any of you need to hear from some YouTuber that life is hard. Everyone has their own trials and tribulations they face on this journey. A lot of times, these things can deeply affect us, not only physically, but mentally as well. Add on to the fact that some of us will have to face our problems alone, and you have a recipe for disaster. So many of us are so obsessed with how social media depicts romance that we end up choosing to delay working on ourselves in order to be with someone we think will fix us. The truth is, no one we are with is obligated to fix us, or even stay with us, for that matter. And no amount of love we may give them can force them to do otherwise. At the end of the day, the only one who is responsible for you and your mental health is you. When you give someone else that amount of power over you, they become your idol. They'll become a major source of your happiness, and your emotions will be solely dependent on them and how they feel in the relationship. In worst case scenario, some people end up revolving their entire lives around their partner, and will do anything in their power to keep them happy, no matter the cost, as long as it means they can keep them around just a little bit longer. This cycle of people pleasing almost always leads to a fear of abandonment, and your mental health will take a drastic hit when you are constantly in worry of someone this important leaving your life. And if you're not careful and continue choosing to constantly put another's needs and desires over your own, you can lose an idea of the person you are without them. When part of our very identity is tied to another person this deeply, It should be no wonder as to why so many people are left devastated when things don't work out as they hoped. The picture they formed in their mind of the future is crushed, and they are now blindsided with a loneliness they never saw coming. It can lead to many emotions: guilt, anger, confusion, just to name a few. Some will think of all the things they could have done differently to prevent it. Others will begin to obsess over their lost love, hoping and praying for a second chance. But this is also just another part of the cycle. The truth of the matter is, you are almost destined to fail the moment you put someone so highly above yourself. There is nothing wrong with sacrificing for the ones you love. But to practically worship the very ground they stepped on is another story. If you've reached this stage, it's time to begin healing. To start caring about yourself, so that you can learn to be happy living with or without another person by your side. And trust me, it will take time. Chances are, the root of the problem is much deeper than you think. And only real self-reflection and honesty with yourself will be able to solve it. No matter what though, try not to drown your problems in a bottle, or distract yourself from the pain with other meaningless things. Although they may be tempting, these things will only destroy us more over time. Doing nothing but easing the pain for a very small moment, but never solving the real issue. To move forward, you will need to tackle this head on. But don't worry, you're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. So keep your head up, okay? Your self-worth is not defined by the way others view you. And no amount of validation from others can change the amount of value you bring from simply being you.